What's up, everyone? Matt here from Built for Exploration. Today we're going to do a real quick install for this T-Rex Racing GSA OEM engine guard brace. What it does, you'll see your stock engine guard here for the GSA. This is still capable of bending because there's no support here. So what we will be doing is installing their additional supports right up and through here. We pull out this top engine mount bolt. We'll replace it with this new setup, which this mounts to. This will allow this to contact the frame and actually provide additional support. It does come with instructions if you want to use them. But otherwise, yeah, I will go ahead and start knocking this out. It should be fairly quick. I'm only going to show you this side. The other side is identical. This bolt goes all the way through. So we're going to use I think it's a 19 millimeter, 18 millimeter, one of the two, 18 or 19 on that side. And this side is a T55, I believe, Torx bit. So we'll pull that out. Once that is out, we can start. We'll actually just take this apart. Just kind of going to remember the order that it all goes in, because I don't like to have to look everything up all the time. Just like that. Let's see here. It does give you a picture, like I said, and it goes. This washer will go on, then this goes on, and then this goes on, and then this goes all the way through the frame. You do that same thing on both sides. Obviously, I can't do the other side. I've got to push it through the frame. In order to actually start mounting this on this side, I also have to. This is a 5 millimeter. I'm going to have to pull this side off. That way we can mount it up there. And it just comes off in a couple pieces. This goes right around the bar. And obviously not actually going to put it on yet because it's I got to pull out the middle bolt first, but something just along these lines right here, and that should call it good. Looking at the picture, that looks to be about right. I thought this would actually be a little tighter. Maybe it will shrink up some. Maybe it just doesn't, though. Either way, shouldn't be a big deal. I'm going to pop that back off and we're going to start taking this apart. Let's see here. Off. And it ended up being an 18 millimeter. Yep. And I am going to cheat and pop it off with my impact. Again, I have no problem doing this kind of stuff with removal. I just don't necessarily tighten with any of this on. And once it broke free, that came off nice and easily. We're going to go ahead and put this back together like we had it. Washer. Mount. Big block. This block, what it does is actually sits up in there. That way it can sit flush here. Oops. Push that bolt out the rest of the way. It would probably be super helpful if I knew where my magnets were, but I don't. Work that right through the hole we just took it out of. These are different sizes. Struggling to all line up. I wonder, should we have put this on the center stand? Right. We are up on the center stand now. I am very exhausted. Being sick has been kicking my butt. Pulled this out. These holes now line up a little better. And now we can actually get this through. At least a little better. This is a 19, this new one. So I am actually going to use this and actually just try to help turn this through. Ooh, that's the wrong size. Yeah, we are good to go. All I did was kind of use the impact to help push that through instead of beating it with a hammer or anything, which I don't think was probably the right answer to do. We're still not all the way in yet. I'm not gonna go for, ooh, look at that. I have to pull it back out. This is just a little tricky. You have to get all of this lined up ahead of time, apparently. I'm pretty positive it has to be this one, not this side. These aren't labeled as to which side goes where. The picture is maybe somewhat helpful, I guess. Kind of, but the quality of the picture they printed is absolutely terrible. But it does look like on the picture this. I wonder if that lets you turn this and adjust the mount direction. Maybe. Let's see. This is a 4mm. It does allow you to get a little bit of play. Just loosen this up and then you can turn this some. Maybe that will help me some. Put this in. This feels like this is going to be a little harder than I anticipated to get on. It is very, very snug. Well, let's start with that. You can just take off the whole end. Let's see if that helps. Put the bolt in. Do not know if this is actually going to help make matters better or not. Might not actually. I cannot seem to get a good angle on this. Let's see. Referring back to this. Yeah. The only other option is, does it go? Nope. It's got to go this way. Otherwise, the bends won't line up at all. It is just a very tight fit. Unfortunately, the picture is so bad, I can't actually tell how high up or down this thing is supposed to be. And it very well could be that this is bent wrong, potentially. All right. Put the spacer in up on this side. I'm going to grab the other side and pop this apart and see if this one lines up better. Maybe it's just that side. Maybe my crash bar is already bent. I don't think so. It looks fine. think these are aftermarket. These, and I think that's part of my problem. Is I do not have room on this side to get this one in. All right, after some playing around and experimenting, what I've gone ahead and done is loosened, actually I removed the bottom bolts. One is for the skid plate, and the other holds on the bottom, the lower engine guard. I removed them. That way I could get a little bit of play to try to get this angled in, and now I can get this on this side at the very least. Going to go ahead and try to finagle these bolts back in the meantime. That way I can hopefully get this all tightened down. I'm not pushing the engine bolt all the way through yet, because I gotta probably do some magic, finesse work on the other side as well. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen that side. Might have to, I don't know, might have to actually pry up on this some, get it all lined up. That is going to add a crap ton of support, because this wasn't even tight, but that is so tight this way now. So that should add some really good support. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video again, because this actually takes me a while to fight with all this. So I'm going to stop the video again while I work through the other side. Once I get that side on, come back, I'll tighten it all up. I'll kind of just go over exactly what I did. But I'll probably do the exact same thing, remove the bottom bolt or two. Maybe just loosen it, we'll see, because this might be kind of hard to get back on now. So I might just have to loosen the other side instead of remove it, and start kind of finessing my way through over there as well. So I will be back shortly. All right, we are almost done. Things I did differently on the other side. Step one, I only loosened the bolts. I'm going to have to struggle probably getting this thing back in, unfortunately. So I will also do that one off camera. But I do have the bolt through. It is nice and tight. What I would recommend when doing this, loosen these bottom two bolts on both sides. That'll give you a little bit of flex. It'll be a little more able to bend. This is really hard stuff to bend. What I will say is this adds so much rigidity. It's crazy. I don't think my engine can be damaged really with this on. I'd have to really impact pretty freaking hard. It was not super easy getting the bolt all the way through. I actually did have to have my kid come out and give me a hand, because it was kind of a struggle trying to do both sides of this bike, because you also have to line up the other side, that black spacer, have to make sure that stays all the way in. You only have so much room to work with. These bars don't bend. They're not very pliable. So I'm pretty much done, other than tightening stuff up. I need to tighten up my clamps on both sides. And tighten that one up. I need to tighten up my bottom bolts that I took out. This should actually be already pretty snug. I don't think it has to be crazy. I think it says something like 8 Newton meters. It's not crazy torque. I just did what little more than hand tight. Like I said, my kid helped hold one side. That way I could focus on the other side, just to make my life a little easier. I do think this is absolutely worth it. I think these are like 90 bucks or something, 90 or 100 bucks. I'll put the link down below in the description. It is kind of a challenge, but like I said, it should be fairly easy so long as you loosen these two bottom bolts. That way you can get a bit of flex on your engine guard. That'll help line it all up. Otherwise, it really should be pretty quick and easy. Maybe a half hour, maybe an hour at most, but loosen those bolts. It will save you so much stress. I'm not sure if these are aftermarket, so if you know, please add it in the description below. Add it in a comment. I'm pretty sure they are. I don't think they come on the bike. I bought this bike used, so I think this is new. Obviously, we've got some alt-rider skid plates and stuff, so we do have some aftermarket stuff that the previous owner did put on, thankfully. I'm very, very pleased with these. They're very much a struggle to put on. It took every bit of strength I had to get them on, but totally worth it. I'm going out on a nice long ride tomorrow morning, and just in case I crash, I want to make sure that my engine's going to be protected. And with that said, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what else I could have done differently, or what else you recommend, or what else I should do. I am in the process of moving, so videos are becoming a little more sparse in the meantime. However, once I move, I actually am going to have a nice large shop, and I will be able to hopefully build lots more stuff. I have another mountain bike video coming up soon that I need to put in on air forks on my GT Aggressor Pro. So that'll be hopefully tonight, actually. Otherwise, I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.